Yes, people. Quick one. Right, so in a second, you're going to see an advert for a friend's business of mine. Discount code is BBN15. If you can help him out, I'd really appreciate it, and it's 15% off. It's rubs for meat. Honestly, they're unbelievable, especially the burger ones and the chicken ones are unreal. Bit of a start-up business, but he's doing well. He's gone to a few food shows, etc. So if you can support him, that would be great. And also, if you know anyone, local butchers, etc., and they want to start stocking this product, send me a message and I can link you up. Yeah, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, and enjoy the video. Me and John just talk shit for about 30 minutes. Always splendid. What's going on, everyone? It's Mike, it's John, back again. Welcome back, ladies, gentlemen, boys, girls, non-binary, binary, people I identify as a horse, a dog, anything else. How are we? John, it's a pleasure to have you back. I know you're feeling poorly. How is life?
Well, it could be better, couldn't it? We had this high over the last couple of performances and the last couple of results, obviously apart from Liverpool, but yesterday just felt like we'd gone back to where we were. So, again, we're back in that relegation zone now, and no striker, Michael. It worries me. It really worries me that we're not going to get out of it.
Yeah, I'm going to get straight into it. Maupay's not a striker.
He's not a footballer.
Yeah, he's far too slow in that moment. There was a moment where Dwight McNeil brings the ball down really nice. He turns and he plays it off to Maupay. And Maupay takes his touch and then tries to curl it around Martinez in goal. A striker with real quality hits that first time, and it's moments like that that are killing us.
I don't even think it's got to be a striker with real quality. I just think it's got to be a decent striker who takes that chance, Michael. You know, and I thought Mike Neal yesterday was a shining light. I thought it was one of his best games for us in a blue shirt. The amount of chances and the amount of balls he put in that box yesterday. We created enough chances with them balls that he was putting across to win 2 games. Again, there's no one on the end of it. Me and you spoke on the phone last night and you asked me a question about why is none of our midfielders busting a gut to get into the box when we're getting that ball wide to him? Who's it down to? It's obviously down to the manager. You know, he should be telling them, look, short on firepower up front. When we have the ball in the wide areas, you midfielders bomb into that box because there's going to be balls coming in like they were coming in yesterday from Dwight McNeil. As you say there, any sort of striker, decent striker, not a class striker, gets on the end of them. And this is where we're falling short. The problems don't just start from yesterday, Michael. These problems go back to when we sold Richarlison. These problems go back to the January transfer window when we didn't bring one single player in. I think we have to look at the free market now for some sort of striker, because I'm telling you now, if we have to carry on relying on Neal Maupay and Ellis Sims, because we can't rely on it, Calvert-Lewin, I think it's all in his head. I want to talk about him in a minute as well, because I actually don't think he's as injured as what he's making out. We all know the scans come back clear. It's mental with him. It's in his head. He thinks he's more injured than what he is. Can't rely on him. We're going to have to look at the free market now, because if we don't bring any sort of striker in, we're doomed, because we can't keep creating these chances, Michael. Because if you look at the chances that we created yesterday with the balls that were put into the box, if we take 2 or 3 of them, it's a point or it's 3 points, because it takes the pressure off that defence, which may, again, the Liverpool game and the game yesterday is all over the shop. Connor Cody, for me, needs taking out the team. And if Yerry Mina's fit, I'd bring Yerry Mina in. I'd be tempted to take the two of them out, to be fair, because you know and I know, two best centre-halves at the club when they're fit is Ben Godfrey and Yerry Mina. We can't keep relying on the centre-forwards to get us out of this, lack of centre-forwards, but the chances we're creating. We can't rely on taking them chances when you've got a defence who can't defend. And again, and this is what worries me, we seem to have, but in some games, Michael, under Sean Dyche, we seem to have took 2 steps forward. But then in other games, we seem to have just gone back. There's no consistency. And I know it's the first game, and I know we've played Arsenal, and I know we've played Liverpool, and we beat Leeds. Games against the likes of Aston Villa, Michael, if we want to get out of the mess we're in, we should be picking 3 points up at home against teams like that. We can't afford. We've dropped enough points at home this season against, I'm not going to say Aston Villa are a lesser team because the league doesn't lie, but some of the games that we've lost this season at home have put us in the situation that we're in. And with the lack of firepower we have, we don't get out of it.
The dog's going mad, so I was just letting you talk then. But yeah, for me, I think we have real issues in terms of we seem to concede goals now, silly goals. They're not like, it's not like we're being done by sensational football. The 2 goals we conceded against Liverpool were poor, and the 2 goals
we're down to our mistakes.
Yeah, that's what I mean. And the 2 goals we conceded yesterday. You know, I know people have said whether it's a penalty or not a penalty and all of that, and I get it to a degree. But the simple fact of the matter is, Ladrissa Garnagay shouldn't be diving in the first place.
No, why? What? That's it. No, he shouldn't, especially when he's got players ahead of him who can still make a challenge and win that ball. For me, I'm torn on whether it was a penalty or not. I know I've seen your social media comments and that, and it looks like yours of the thinking that it probably wasn't a penalty. I'm unsure. You know, I think if that's a decision or a tackle that's made on one of our players and we don't get the penalty, we're up in arms, aren't we? So, you know, it is one of them. I don't understand. Apparently it didn't go to VAR. I thought all big decisions have to go to VAR. The corruption towards Everton Football Club, mate, is just, it's that obvious. It smacks you in the face.
Yeah, my point was, why put yourself in that situation in the first place? Like, why has Garner dived in? And I've looked at it back as well. He's got 2 centre-halves alongside him who are closer to the goal, and I think he's got Coleman banged in front of him. So there's players to make a challenge. I don't understand why he dives in from the back, irrespective of if it's a penalty or not. He does connect with his knee. You can, if you slow down, you zoom in, you can see he clips his knee. But he does also look like he clips the ball as well. So, to be honest, I don't know what decision. You are right. It should have gone to VAR. Typical Everton, it doesn't. There was another thing that some Villa fans were saying that in the first half, Watkins gets through and Pickford comes out similar to like he did with Van Dijk. You know, he makes himself big and he goes in. Some Villa fans are saying that should have been a penalty as well. But look, irrespective of these decisions, we're doing it to ourselves. We're doing it to ourselves. And I watched that game yesterday, and I was disappointed because for most of the game, I would argue we were the better side. I would say that Everton had the better chances, albeit again, Villa hit the post and a good save from Pickford. But I still thought Everton were the better team.
We created enough chances to win the game, but we can be the best team, Michael, in the remaining games that we have left. But if you're not creating, if you're not turning them chances that we're creating into goals, into points, which inadvertently happens, we can be the best team for the rest of the season, Michael. It still doesn't counter the fact that up front we're dog shit. So, you know, but we are, you know, and you can, again, I said it before, McNeil, if we had an out-and-out centre-forward there, Michael, with the chances we created yesterday, I know I said this before, but McNeil seems to have found a new lease of life since Sean Dyche has come in. If if we had a centre forward and week in, week out, he was creating them chances with the balls into the box, we'd be fine. We had this conversation the other day. If we would have made the managerial change after Bournemouth and we would have brought a striker in, we could easily be 10th, 11th, 12th, Michael. But it's all ifs and buts. We can't look at the situation we're in now. We have to find goals from somewhere else. Because again, yesterday I thought Anana, the big game players, a Wobie, a Drissagara guy was very poor. We need them players to step up, Michael. Because unfortunately, this is all we have. There's no more transfer windows before the end of the season now. This is it. What we're left with, Can we rely on these players? Yeah. You know, we won 2 games at home under Dyche. But again, I go back to what I said before. It's pointless if you're going to throw points away like that yesterday and lose against teams like that. Because I'm telling you now, it's showing if you've got good finishes in your team and creative players. Look at West Ham yesterday, Michael. They'd won something like 1 in 12 or something. That was against us. They go and win yesterday 4-0. So they're capable of getting themselves out of the shit show that they're in, the shit situation. Are we? No. No. Because again, it's 2 steps forward and 3 back, and that's how it feels. So I don't know. I don't know what we can do. I'll ask you what's your take on it, because I know I've done a lot of talking, and I just wanted to get me points across that it looks grim because we don't have enough goals in the team, and this is why I was saying the big game players, the likes of your Ananas, the likes of your Alex Iwobi's, they need to start chipping in with goals, Michael, because we can't rely on the striking areas. McNeil needs to start chipping in with goals. Maybe give Damari Gray a run in the team. I don't know. But
so
football is all about taking your chances and scoring goals. That's what wins you games. That's what gets you points. We have not got the players at the minute, or the way we're playing, the chances we're creating, sticking with Neil Maupay. Play 4-4-2. Play Ellis Sims and Neil Maupay. You're asking Neil Maupay to do the lone job on his own. Now, his first touch isn't great. I can see that. You can see that. He's brought Ellis Sims back. Go 4-4-2. Tell Ellis Sims and Neil Maupay to work together, to play close together. When the ball's booted up, long ball, Maupay running behind him, because we all know Ellis Sims. I'm not going to sit here and slate him because he's a young kid, but he's better with his head than what he is with his feet by holding the ball up. Get him to flick them on. Get Neil Maupay in round the back. It causes, problems for the opposition's defence if you play people like that, or if you play a 4-4-2. When you're Neil Maupay and you're playing the lone strikers game on your own, he's not good enough for that. That's down to Sean Dyche for me. Go 4-4-2. Play McNeil. Play Damari Gray, whatever you want to do. Fill the box like we did yesterday, but have 2 strikers on the pitch, or tell your midfielders to get in the box.
So for me, you've hit the nail on the head. If I'm being honest, you've hit the nail on the head. Maupay shouldn't be starting games of football. Even in a 4-4-2, in my opinion, he shouldn't be starting.
But no one else, though, have we?
I agree with going 4-4-2, and my front 2 would be Ellis Sims and Damari Gray.
Damari Gray, yeah, I knew you were going to say that,
yeah. I think it's really difficult, but we keep seeing Decore popping up on the right-hand side of the pitch.
He was poor yesterday. He looked tired to me yesterday.
Yeah. So I'm almost inclined to either drop Iwobi or to drop Decore, drop one of them.
Yeah.
And have the 2 up front, and that's where Gray comes in. My problem I have with the whole situation is we're 24 games into this season and we don't know. Like we don't know. I mean, we are not. In my opinion, John, you might disagree with this, but probably. Well, in terms of attacking intent, our best player has sat on the bench for the last 4 games. And I like Dyche. I like him, and I'm certainly not going to jump on his back this quick.
Oh, no.
A massive job. But I would love somebody to explain to me why Damari Gray isn't starting games. And look, if there is the argument, he's lazy, he doesn't run around, he won't defend, he won't do anything. Well, he knows full well he's not going to be playing games of football if he doesn't run around, defend, challenge. He's got to put the work in. And I just sit there and I think, do you know, Everton bought in £40 million in January, and the club have allowed us to be in this situation. I feel really sorry for Dyche, but I actually think he's making it harder for himself. Like, I don't understand why we're not. And I'm not saying Damari Gray is the answer to all of our questions. He's not. But what people have also forgot is last season we didn't score loads of goals either. And we were propped up by Damari Gray scoring 7 and Andros Townsend scoring 7. You know, these goals helped. We haven't got Andros Townsend.
We haven't got that.
We haven't got Richarlison, who chipped in with 9 goals. We've got Damari Gray, but he's not scoring anywhere near enough, as many, because he's not playing either, which doesn't help. So I sit there and I just think, this team is awful. This team is awful. It's gradually got awful. You've took all of the creativity out of this team over the years. It's gone backwards. We all know that. But you're making it even harder playing a style of football that isn't going to work without sounding awful to these people, and I'm not being disrespectful, but little people up front. It's not like we've got a Chris Wood or a Calvert-Lewin or a...
We haven't got the players playing weekly with the players he's picking to play the style of football he's trying to implement.
What is the point? This is my point. What is the point with the diagonal ball to McNeil, who, by the way, had a decent game yesterday? Can't slag him off at all. Good touch, good control, good passing, everything good. He's whipping high balls into the box. And we haven't got a striker that's taller than me. And actually, do you know what? I'll go even further. I reckon 90% of footballers in the Championship, if not League One, are better footballers than Morpay. Hell, give me an Everton shirt and I reckon I'll do a decent job, because he's so slow in his movement. He doesn't get in front of his man. And he had one chance yesterday where he managed to break the line. He got his head on it and he flicked it wide.
Yeah, I actually think we've got one of the worst, if not the worst, strike force in the Premier League. And we've known that since we let Richarlison go. We've known that since we let Gordon go. And obviously, I know he's not a striker, but listen, we all sat here and slagged Gordon off. But I'm on about the money that we've brought into the club. Why could we not, out the money we got for Richarlison, out the money we got for Gordon, just go and get a striker for 25 million? Because I'm telling you now, a £25 million striker is better than Neil Maupay. We need goals, and Sean Dyche hit the nail on the head when he said it in his press conference. He wasn't too disheartened with the performance yesterday, but again, he pointed out the chances we're creating and we're not taking them. We're not scoring enough goals. We need goals from the team. So if you know that, Sean, go 4-4-2 and play Sims and Gray or Sims and Maupay or whatever. Give Damari Gray a go. Make changes. The style of football that he's trying to implement, and he's saying he knows we need goals and we need to find goals from other areas of the team. We're not going to get them with the style of play he's playing because we haven't got the players to play that. Yeah,
and that is an issue. If he can find a way of adapting it, we are creating more chances. I mean, there was a stat.
Yeah.
There's a stat on a Match of the Day last night, and Danny Murphy, of all people, somebody I can't stand as a pundit, but he came out and he said, look, Everton have improved in every single aspect under Sean Dyche. They just can't put the ball in the net. And you sit there and you're like, we know, but it's fine improving, but that also isn't going to solve the solution of putting the ball in the net. Everton could have one chance, score one goal and win 1-0, but instead Everton are creating 10 chances, 6 on target, and getting
beat all winning 1-0 like we did with Arsenal.
Yeah, exactly. Or we lose. Or we lose like yesterday to a side that didn't have as many chances as us, didn't create as many corners as us. Our delivery from corners yesterday, bearing in mind in the last few games we've been quite good at corners, actually. We've looked dangerous. I didn't think we looked that dangerous yesterday at all, to be honest.
No.
And I just think, look, Emery's got Dyche's number. I don't know if you know the stat, but Emery has beat Dyche the last 3 times he's played him. Villa have beat Burnley the last 3 times they've played him. Villa have beat Everton the last 3 times we've played them. So it was almost like we were being optimistic of a game that we don't usually do well. But
that the stats and the numbers didn't add up for an Everton victory, did they?
They didn't. But you know what? Everton have pulled 2 decent results out in 4 games. They've won 50% of their games under Dyche, and I can't discredit him for that at all. But so have the other teams around us.
Yeah.
Bournemouth managed to win at Wolves last week.
West Ham yesterday.
West Ham have gone on this little run, actually, where they've looked a lot better recently. Leicester got themselves out of it. Southampton look a different side. So as much hard work and dedication and stuff we've done to make ourselves create more chances.
It's pointless because we've got no one to score.
What will send us down, and I'll sit here and say, what will send us down will be the lack of firepower. And the only potential that I think we have is, and this is going to sound absolutely, I can't even believe I'm saying this, is that hoping like players like Andros Townsend and Calvert-Lewin come back and play, certainly like Andros did when he first played for Everton, and Calvert-Lewin finds his shooting boots, because at the minute, Everton are going down. Everton are going down, not because we're not trying hard, not because we're not even playing particularly badly, simply because we can't put the ball in the net.
We're not playing bad. We're not playing bad. Listen, the input and the can't even speak. The performances have improved under Sean Dyche. You've just said that before. We're not playing badly, but you've got to take your chances. It's what makes you win football matches, Michael, scoring goals. But we also need to sort this defence out again. Going back to what you said before about the corners yesterday and the dead ball situations, under Dyche since he come in, every corner that we were taking put the opposition's defenders and midfielders and the marking and under pressure, because, Tarkowski scored one, obviously. He had another chance at Anfield from a header from a corner. Yesterday, it's sort of gone backwards with that as well. We for seasons, you've seen it, I've seen it, can't beat the first man on the front post, Michael, from our dead ball, from our corners. And when Dyche come in, we seem to, get rid of that, and we're putting the ball into dangerous areas. That went backwards yesterday. Was it just an off day? Hopefully. Whether it was an off day or not, we created enough chances from them balls that were put in the box yesterday to win 2 games. So, I'd go for Godfrey. And I've just been thinking back there to what I said about Calvert-Lewin, that it's all in the head. Please don't shoot me down for saying that. It's just my opinion. He may be injured, but his scans come back clear. The medical people know more than what Calvert-Lewin knows. He's been scanned. It's in the head, in my opinion. He doesn't give a shit about this football club if he's carrying on like that when he could play at all. He doesn't. I don't think he wants to be there, Michael. Who's going to buy him? He's a crock. Just give him a painkilling injection. Just get him. If Calvert-Lewin plays another 5, 6, 7 games for us this season, that could be the difference from us staying up or going down. Just give him a needle. Just give him a painkilling injection or whatever it is, just to get him through the games.
The problem is, John, and you're right, and it sounds awful to say this, and you might disagree, but it's almost desperation, isn't it? We're in a position where we're relying on a striker who we already know has got injuries for whatever reason, whether it's mental, whether it's physical, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. We're relying on someone that we can't rely on to keep us in the Premier League for the 2nd season running, albeit with Charleston really stepped up last season. And the board knew it. That, you know, their answer to this was Neil Maupay in the summer. Do you know what? We would have looked better yesterday if we had Rondon. We would have looked better if we had Rondon.
Mate, I'm telling you now, bring the Prince back. Just bring him back to the end of the season. If he hasn't got a club, bring him back, give him a tenner a week and just say, hey, Aruma, score the goals to keep us up. Better than Maupay.
If right, excuse me now. We go to Arsenal on Wednesday night.
Well, it's what's the point in thinking we'll get anything? Yeah, all we can hope for is a draw, because we don't score enough goals if they score a few to win it, do we? Or, you know, sort the fucking defence out and just go for a point. I think, I know it sounds negative, but I just want me to feel, you know, go there and just hope for the best and just go for the draw. Just play 9 at the back. Play 9 at the back.
I said that. I said 9 at the back and just stick to Marmy Gray up front to just run around.
Yeah. Just well, put Maupay up there because that's all he does, run round.
John, Arsenal. Right. Let's just put it as it is. I'm expecting a bit of a kicking, if I'm being honest.
No, I am. Yeah, I am.
I don't think we're going to lay a glove on them. I think physically we might be able to, you know, be dominated.
But then on the flip side, Michael, look what he's done at Goodison.
I know. But,
and that was only 3 weeks ago or what have you. So, you know, we are being negative, but what do we expect? You know, they're at home. They're gonna want revenge. We can't afford to be playing a team who are out for revenge at the minute, can we?
What's the score prediction, John?
Okay, now 3-0 last. Minimum.
It's the same as mine.
Minimum.
But
then just get this game out the way. I think we've got Forest away
and Brentford at home.
Yeah, you know, just get the Arsenal game out the way, like we wanted to get the Liverpool game out the way. We were talking about free hits when Dyche come in. I know we can't afford free hits, but we can't again now because of the situation we're in. But we beat Leeds and we beat Arsenal. We can't afford free hits now because the teams around us, as Michael said, are picking up points. They look capable of picking up points and getting out the situation where they're in. Unfortunately, we don't. So Wednesday, I don't expect nothing. I'm hoping and praying we can just grind a result out a point. I don't expect us to get anything. Get that game out the way. Hopefully we can get Lewin back in some way, shape or form for next Sunday against Forest and go from there. Look at the next 2 games after Arsenal and think, well, hang on. Because we're not playing bad. We're not playing bad. If we can put a performance in, like part of the Leeds game against Forest and Brentford and the way we played against Arsenal, we get something. But I don't think we get anything from Arsenal.
And what's been difficult to judge, and I said this again in my video, is we played Liverpool away and Arsenal away. Well, we're going to play Arsenal away. It's not really a fair judgment of what we can go and do against teams like Forest away, like Newcastle, like, you know, the teams that we've got to play away from home. Yeah, Brent.
Yeah, well, we're Brentford at home, yeah.
We've got to go into games against teams in and around us and just pick up points, just draws.
Yeah.
Win, you know.
Yeah.
And I said this, if Everton can win 4 more games at Goodison, that puts us on 33, and they can draw 4 games away from home, I think 37 points keeps us up.
Do you think we'll draw 4 games away from home?
Well, John, it's a lot easier if we win 1 and draw 1 and lose the rest. So I'd rather.
Yeah. But we're in the situation, Michael. We're talking again like we were this time last season.
I know. We did this last season, though. Remember?
But we were capable of getting it. Obviously, we were capable because we got out of it. But look at the players who stepped up, as you said, Richarlison. We haven't got them players now. We're now relying on Dwight McNeil, Tamari Gray, Neil Maupay, Ellis Sims, Calvert-Lewin when he's fit, to keep us in this Premier League. for the big game players to also step up. Your Ananas, Alex Iwobi needs to chip in with goals. The defence needs to sort itself out. I have no confidence that we can do that on a consistent basis with these players. Last season, we knew we had a get-out-of-jail card with the likes of Richarlison. Anthony Gordon, I'm not as big a fan. I think Newcastle United fans are already seeing it. Right, I know he hasn't been there long, but there's a few slated him already. He's got to be given a chance. But he sort of stepped up last season, and he was putting performances in. You know, there was a couple of games where we seen him pick the ball up, run at the opposition, put the ball in. He scored a couple of goals as well, albeit 3 of the goals he scored, I think the 3 of them were deflected. But I can't sit here and have any confidence in this squad of players to stop conceding stupid goals and to score enough goals to keep us in the Premier League.
And that is a very fitting end to a very aggressive video. Guys, make sure you go over to the Lumberjacks website. The discount code is BT15 for 15% off your meat rubs, by the way, people. John doesn't even know about this. He had no idea I've just thrown that in. But yeah, make sure you get yourself 15% off your rubs. They do chicken, burger rub. Oh, it's unbelievable stuff. Honestly, fantastic. They're at food shows. Make sure you support them. They're local to me. The lad went to school with me, so get on the website. You know, I know money's tight. I know it's hard. So 15% off will really help. Don't use your coriander, your oregano, or whatever it's called. Get yourself one of these little pots of rubs. Rub your chicken in like that. You know, just you'll love it. John, have a fantastic afternoon. I love that face you're pulling because you're imagining Lisa.
Yeah. I was going to say something, but I thought no.
Yeah. See you later, guys. Hope you've enjoyed the video.
And my dad watches the videos as well, so I just want to wish him a happy 80th birthday for today.
Yeah, happy 80th birthday to John.
Thank you.
I mean,
not me, my dad.
Can you believe that John decided to call? You're not the oldest, are you? The middle one, aren't you?
I'm the second oldest out of 4.
Yeah, you go, yeah. So, yeah, he decided to call his first boy John. I mean, how original is that? Right. Happy birthday, John. Well done, John.
In them days, that's what you done. Your boy was called after your dad. It was 1974. So in them days, it happened, you know what I mean? We're not all like you, still wet behind the ears.
Yeah, that's it, yeah. Because the middle name wasn't enough, was it? It's brilliant. What's your middle name, John?
Joseph.
John Joseph, Jesus, wet, man.
So just a shout out as well to the fella who I met in the shop the other day who recognised that I was off the channel, and the lads who I met on Park Lane the other day who approached me like a grinning Cheshire cat shouting all over the street, Joe Maguire, Joe Maguire. Thanks very much for coming over. I enjoyed the chat.
Oh, brilliant. Was they asking for signatures and autographs of yours?
No.
No, Jesus Christ.
Shout out to Ian Snowden as well, because my brother-in-law met him this morning and he asked what channel name is. So if you do watch this, Ian, thanks very much, mate, and I hope you keep him well. We'll have to get you on as well, Snods, hopefully.
Can I also mention I'm not going to tell the whole story, but the fact that Ian rocked up at a football match this morning to give a team talk for what team? An under-10s team?
Yeah, my niece as well, my nephew's team as well. They were in the cup. They got beat 3-2 in extra time, unfortunately, but Snods was there at the end. Well, he watched the whole game, apparently, and as the kids come off, they were a bit upset because they are only young kids, and he was basically giving them a pat on the back and a little words in their ear. So how good's that? Yeah,
we love that. Well, that's Everton for you, and it doesn't matter whether we play Colchester away or Arsenal away. We are Everton. Up the toughies. We're going to smash it going to Hall next season. I can't wait. Up the toughies. It's Everton for me. Norwich City now here in the Championship. Brilliant. Right, bye.
See you soon, folks.